Hi, John Patrick Schutz from Better Homes and Gardens Rand Realty's Nyack office. I'm here today to talk about a property that's very, very special. It's my latest listing, and this house was begun in 1796 and it was completed in 1801. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, and it is now known as the Jacob Perry House. The house is one of the last examples of the Dutch sandstone colonial style that was popular in the lower Hudson Valley, beginning with Dutch settlement in the 1600s and continuing right up until about the year 1800. It's done with the brown sandstone, which is native to Rockland County, and what's called a gambrel roof. The gambrel roof is a very specific style to this area and is in remarkable shape. These sandstone walls are actually 27 inches thick all around the house. So inside, it's absolutely cozy and snug year-round. In fact, it's almost like a form of air conditioning because it also helps keep the house cool in the summertime. The modern annex is actually a completely handicapped accessible structure and has attached to it a solar room. The solar room has windows that will open up automatically if temperature gets to be too warm to keep it at a nice, comfortable temperature. However, it means that you can keep plants alive and beautiful and blooming all year round. The annex is attached fairly seamlessly to the original structure, which of course is the stone house built in 1796 through 1801. And next to the house you'll see the well house. The well house is also the original well for the property where the owners would get their water, and that is also listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The original kitchen garden features what was a pond but is now a fire pit for seating in the summertime. Come on, let's go inside. Welcome inside. As you can see, the Jacob J. Perry house in its entry hall is filled with a lot of period detail. Most of it original, some of it, well, if not so original, at least it's been done exactly to the style of the time period. The door, you'll note, is probably an original door. It's a Dutch door, divided in the middle so that you could sometimes open the top and leave the bottom closed, thereby keeping your farm animals from coming into the house when you didn't want them to. And it has all of the wrought iron hardware still on the door. There's another door like it on the opposite side of the house. Now, along this wall here, you'll see these Philpott tiles. They're not necessarily for sale with the house, although they are going to be auctioned off separately. These tiles show the story of the prodigal son in French court dress. They're absolutely wonderful, and you would have to contact the owner if you were interested in those. We're in the parlor of the Jacob Perry house. The Jacob Perry house was actually started in 1796 by Peter Perry. Peter never lived to see the completion of the house, and he left it to his son, Jacob Perry, who would in turn leave it to his own son, also a Jacob Perry. Though the house's structure was completed in 1801, it would evolve as all historical houses do. Over a period of more than 200 years, you'll have various additions and changes that will go on in any house of this type. You'll find that there were things that were added during the federal period, during the antebellum period, and finally there was a major restoration and renovation done in the 1930s that brought the house back to what its original spirit was, if in certain areas there were things that weren't there before, such as bathrooms inside the house. This is the dining room fireplace, obviously one of the original structures of the house. It was a very important part of the home, and you'll note that there's still some of the original warming and cooking tools that would be here that would keep the meal warm while you were eating. I find it marvelous that so much of this is still in place and available for us to see and enjoy. Just imagine, if you will, having one of your family holidays in a dining room as beautiful as this one. Let's go upstairs and check out the 5 bedrooms and the 2 full baths. You're looking at the bright and sunny master bedroom of the Jacob J. Perry house. Filled with period detail, There's another interesting thing about these upstairs rooms. In the 1930s, a family by the name of Chester owned this home, and they did a very sensitive restoration to the house, bringing it back to its original grandeur while at the same time adding some modern amenities like a bathroom in the master bedroom and another bath in the hallway to service the other 4 bedrooms. I'm just reading through Cornelia Bedell's Now and Then and Long Ago in Rockland County, which in itself is probably about 80 years old right now. I'm reading about the very house that I'm sitting in. These Dutch sandstone colonials are absolutely remarkable structures. For instance, the window seat that I'm sitting in right now is here because the walls are 27 inches thick. So in order for a window to be there, of course, they have to cut through it. But what that does is make for all these wonderful nooks and crannies and cozy places in the houses where you just want to curl up and read a good book. Having 5 bedrooms on the upper floor of a historic house like this is really pretty remarkable and pretty wonderful. See, most Dutch colonials have 3, sometimes only even 2 bedrooms on the upper floor. The Jacob J. Perry house has 5 livable bedrooms and 2 full baths on the upper floor of the structure. Here's another example of one of the original period details. This door is another one of those 6-panel doors, the types of details you'll find all over the Jacob J. Perry house. Some claim that there is never enough storage in one of these old historic houses. Well, I'm here to tell you that at the Jacob J. Perry house, that's simply not true. During that restoration during the 1930s that I mentioned, closets were added that are double deep. The southeast bedroom is currently being used as a library and map room. Connecting the historic part of the house to the modern annex is this breezeway. The breezeway contains the laundry area, coat closet, and the security system. The modern annex is actually a large studio type space. You could use this for a home office, for an artist studio, an in-law suite perhaps, or a nanny suite. There's a full bath, and there's also a solar room that has a greenhouse that allows you to have beautiful plants all year long. The bathroom in the annex is fully handicapped accessible. And behind these sliding doors, there is a 4-foot deep hydrotherapy pool. The grounds are still very extensive. We're on 2.2 acres. And it's zoned for multi-residence. So there actually is a rental cottage on the property with 1 bedroom and a sleeping loft. And we're going to show that to you right now. One of the great bonuses of this house is the fact that it comes with this charming rental cottage. Yes, this is a legal rental cottage at the back of the property. The cottage contains this large eat-in kitchen, a very large living room, a bedroom, and an upstairs sleeping loft. This is the living and seating area of the rental cottage that's on the property. Remember, this property is 2.2 acres in a prime neighborhood of Norrishon. And the cottage even comes with a wood-burning stove. Aside from the bedroom on the main level of the cottage also features this wonderful upstairs sleeping loft.